with
that
healer.
The patience and the desire to be with the guru for, if you want to call it, Dr. Naram.
Yes.
I do. Be with him and try to absorb his wisdom and all. It's a great story. Thank you, Clint.
It's amazing. And I love that bridging of the East and the West.
Yes, and that's exactly what we're looking at.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're all one, aren't we? So let's move into a meditation as we prepare for the Circle of 12. And with that theme that we are all one, we exist in the unified field, and we're simply expressions of that, and then we return back to that unified field. Let us coordinate our expression of the one field in this moment to be an expression of tranquility. So close your eyes and focus on that feeling, that sensation of tranquility. And as we focus on that state of calmness, that peace, that tranquility, let us extend that wave of tranquility into a bubble that surrounds our planet right now, so that everyone else who is having their own form of expression of the unified field can now feel and connect with that bubble of tranquility that we are emanating from within our being. And allow that tranquility that's emanating out to also flood back into every cell within your body. Every cell is now being surrounded by a bubble of tranquility. The cells within your hands, the cells within your organs, the cells within your skin, the cells within your blood. Every part of the 50 million cells that make up your physical body is being flooded by a bubble of tranquility and peace. And in this state, we have moved just that little bit closer to the love that we feel from Kryon. And so, dear Kryon, we are now ready to receive your message.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon. Come a little closer. Dear ones, the Circle of 12 is an experience. It is not meant to be something that you sit and simply listen to. There will be those who do, but more than that, there is an invitation. In every single one of these meditations called the Circle of 12, the invitation is to change. Change is not easy, as I have said, for most of humanity. It doesn't matter what your culture is. When somebody says we're going to change something, there often is anxiety. Every time somebody wishes to change something for you, you have to relearn. You have to reframe. It's not something that the human being does easily. So in this, it's even harder. For we're asking you to reassess that which you have grown up with, the beliefs that you've had all along that you adhere to and cling to and believe in, that have been your solace. And we say, what if there's more? Again, I would like to remind you of something. There are those who would say that to listen to the Kryon channelings and the information and to absorb it is some kind of attempt in a linear fashion to pull you out of that belief system you're in and paste you onto a Kryon belief system. Because that is the way of it for you. That is the way of it for your culture. Most of you come from a world where there are religions and belief systems. And if you're in one, you're not in another. So you're not then in many of them. You're usually in one. And they compete, and you know they do. And so that's the paradigm that you've grown up with of spirituality. And so there are those who would say, well, Kryon and that belief is simply another religion. You step out of one, you go to another. But you haven't analyzed it. If you really think that, you haven't analyzed it at all. You haven't really looked. Every time we talk to you, we ask you this: are you aware there may be a grander truth to what you believe? In other words, believe that which is the greatest thing of all that you would ever know about the peacefulness and the love and the grandeur of the Creator in your religion. And that's in all of them. The beauty and the grandeur and the love of God is in all of them. Whether you're in a religion that is one that works with nature only, it's in that one too. So now what I'm saying, what if it were bigger? So there is no point in which we ask you to throw away your belief system. We said to reassess what is in it and look for something even bigger and better and grander that you could add to it if you chose. Of course, there are those who say, well, don't add to it, because if you add too much, therefore you will not be adhering to the doctrine of it. Now that, dear ones, is another story. What they do, being the ones who run your religion with you, that's their business. But your business, what if there were more love than they told you? What if God was bigger than they told you? You don't have to throw away all the beautiful things that you've already learned and get into yet another religious box. That's not what we do here. There are some things I want you to look at that we have never said before. I told my partner years ago how I wanted him to work with the Kryon energy. I told him I never wanted anybody to have to go to his website or anything else that was social media and then ask for money. That if there was any transfer of funds, it would be a transfer for something. Like you would purchase a product. That there would never be a plea for funds. And he has never done that. And the reason why is because that is what you find in a religion. They want you to fund this and fund that. And I told him, don't do that. I told him not to create some kind of central book where you're going to find a doctrine, because there is no doctrine. I told him to run away from anything that looked like a system. And that has been the way of it for 31 years. And so there will be those who say, well, you know, in the Kryon work, I've got to put these things together and I've got to go back and research what does Kryon stand for and what has he said. And the answer is that's correct. If you're interested enough in the energy that you see now, it's easy to find the rest of the story. And that's when I told him, put all the channeling together, everything you channel, for free, somewhere, where everyone on the planet can find it and get it and use it and hear it as many times as they want. And he did that. And that includes the channelings that are on these particular programs. I tell you these things before we cross the bridge, because one more time I want you to understand that this is not a plea for you to wipe out what you know. It is a plea for you to stand tall with what you know and look at what else there is. It's almost like you went to school to become a physicist, and you've come out as a physicist. Someday a spaceship comes down from the sky with more physics than you've ever seen about things that you just dreamed of, anti-gravity and all these things. And so there's another school to go to learn it. And would the physicist say, no, I'm not interested? The physicist will stand in line to learn more about the beautiful physics of a God-created universe where you could do so much more and learn so much more. That's it. There are those who teach you spirituality would say, this is our box, stay in it. And if you happen to find something bigger and grander and better, forget it, stay in it. That is what's going on here on this planet. The box is very tight. What are you going to do? I want you to cross this bridge with me this time. We're going to do something different yet again. But mainly, we're going to get out of the box and introduce to you something that is bigger, something that is grander than what you were taught. And why would you be afraid of something bigger and grander? And then there are those who have been taught from birth, if it isn't this, then it's not good. And they will say, does Kryon believe in this, and does Kryon teach this? And you'll say, well, not exactly. I say, well, it isn't good. They're not willing to look. Could there be a bigger light? Is your light as bright as it can get? I say to the intellectuals, do you really know everything that exists? And they will say, well, of course not, but we are looking. Really? Then look at this. And then there are so many who say, no, I'm not ready to look at that because it's different from what we said that we know. I want you to cross the bridge. And when you do, I want you to be ready, always, for something you didn't expect. I want you to take my hand right now and get ready to cross a bridge from the known to the unknown, and we take you right to a multidimensional place that belongs to you, which has to do with your eternal soul. Are you ready? Take my hand and let's go yet again. Dear ones, my heart is with you as you stroll across the bridge because of courage that you have, of curiosity that you have. Just for those who perhaps said, I want to take a look at what Kryon does. And what Kryon does is to turn on a light so you can see the love of the God that created you much, much bigger than anyone has shown you before. And the first thing you're going to see, hopefully, or understand or cognize is this area is the core you. We step onto perhaps an island, which I'm going to call your soul. It's a multi-dimensional area that is eternal. Like the God that created you, your soul is eternal. It came with the Creator. There is no beginning of that. Difficult for me to explain to a linear human. It came with the Creator and will last as long as the Creator lasts. There is no beginning or end. There is no time with the Creator of the universe, and you are part of that, and it is called your soul. And there you stand or sit in this area which is so you, and you know it and you can feel it. You also know that after you pass away, and you will, and you come back, and you will, every time you cross that bridge, no matter what body you're in, no matter what you believe, what gender, every time, this area is the same. Because this is you, this is your soul. And in that, we ask you to start exploring the various things that are beautiful beyond belief, and one of them is the theater. because in the theater you start to get a revelation and help between your soul and your body. The bridge never is broken. It's always there to cross, and it is both ways. That soul energy of yours can flow into this human body of yours and heal you and extend your life and give you peace. And speaking of that, that's what we're doing tonight. Come into the theater with me, yet again, a theater of the round, and you see the audience is sunken, the stage is risen in the middle. You have to go down into the audience, come back onto the stage, get up on it, and like always, there is a chair. Again, there are those who say, if it's an audience in the round, how do we see the ones in the back? I want you to consider, for a linear fashion, that perhaps the stage rotates, so you're always able to see everyone. It doesn't, but in a multidimensional world, it doesn't have to rotate. You're seeing all, they're seeing all. So it's time for you to get on that stage yet again. There is a chair, as there always is. Now, this is you in your soul area. I know how many are watching this particular program, and how many times, and every time you do. But it doesn't matter how many are. There's only one right now, and that's you, and that's the one I'm talking to, because I know you. I am part of the creative source, just like you are. Never been a human. I've always been on the other side of the veil, talking to you. I can tell you, the Creator knows your name, because your name is part of the Creator, not the name you have as a human. The one they sing in light, as you sit in the chairs, the one they sing in light. Dear ones, they care about you here on this planet. They care. This soul of yours is part of the Creator. The Creator cares about the souls that are here, all of you, all the ones in the galaxy and beyond. Not just the ones on Earth, are all known intimately by the Creator. And you sit in that chair and you say, what is next? What is tonight? What are we going to do tonight? Let me ask you, what do you want most right now? I'm aware of what the month is and what the year is and what is happening right now as I talk to you, and that's germane to this conversation. This is not a generic message. This is something for now, for you, right now, for now. What would you like most? Oh, it's already been mentioned. It's in the air, it's in the field. What if you could have perfect tranquility and perfect peace right now? What if you could? And there's so many right now on this planet that don't. More than ever on this planet that don't. If you were in a world war right now, there would be similar things happening in your psyche. Worry, fear, lack of sleep. All of these things are with you as though you had a war. So many are worried about so many things. That's what's going to happen next, if you let it. Do you believe that Spirit, your Creator, in you, has the ability to work with you to give you peace over almost anything? Yes or no? Do you limit that? Who's in the audience? Watch who's coming in. There's not many of them. But the ones that are coming in, they shine somehow. They're angelic somehow, and you see it, and you know it. And they're starting to come on stage. And you don't know who they are. But suddenly you realize it's an entourage. Somehow they're builders, they're carrying toolkits, they're doing something, and they're all so welcomed by you. Somehow you recognize them as friends. Somehow there is a full recognition of their ancestry being yours. Somehow they're somehow angelic, soul-like human And they all come forward and they stand before you all around your chair and they start building something. And I'm just going to tell you what it is. And you won't understand unless you want to. They're going to build a bubble around you with liquid love. Out come the kits and the bubble begins. Liquid love. That means that when the bubble is done, you can simply reach through it, talk through it, it doesn't matter, but it surrounds you. It's a bubble of love. And in the process, it starts to pull upon all of the worries and all of the inappropriatenesses of your life, whether you're in a relationship issue or whether you're just worried about the society that you're in, or whether your body hurts, or whether you have a disease and it's all starting to be sucked out of you. So much so that not only is the healing happening, but the worry is starting to dissipate and you realize what they're doing. They're absorbing it all, and it's flying away simply into the ethers, and there you are as they build this bubble, and you're starting to feel it, and you're becoming so peaceful. What if all of these things could disappear from you, so all you felt was the tranquility and the peace of the Creator? What if? What if? And that's what they're doing. And when they're finished, dear ones, they're going to stay, and they're going to sing to you. Because you're in this bubble that you asked to be in right now, one you deserved. And I want you to stay while they sing to you. But more than that, when you come out of this and you decide to rise from your chair, I want the bubble to come with you. Because that's the point of this reality you're in. It's not an exercise that you say, well, that was great, I'm going to do it again. It's permanent if you wish. If you wish. And that's what this is about. Stay and let them finish that bubble and sing to you the songs of peace. And you'll recognize those songs that you've always wanted to hear. That everything is going to be fine. That is the love of the Creator for you today. Because you asked for it. I am Kryon. In love with humanity. Stay. And so it is.
The Circle of 12, I'm Lee Carroll.
And I'm Monica Morani.
Well, happy August 2nd. Personally, I can't even believe it's August already.
I know, it means we're halfway through the year.
Oh, my
More
God.
than halfway.
Actually, more than halfway.
More, exactly.
Yeah, you have to. I'll do the months for you sometime. You can look at them together, and you can see where we are. Every month, we offer this 90-minute program for free on the first week of the month. Now, our Healing Wednesday subscribers, get this same 90-minute program just like this with other guests every single Wednesday of the year, every one. So what do we do for 90 minutes? We have special guests, questions and answers, discussions, meditations, and of course, channeling from Kryon.
So the last few months, we began our programs with some affirmations. We'd like to continue doing that for this month of August, and you are invited to join us and say the affirmation, claim it as your own. You'll see the words on the screen to make it easier for you to participate, and the subject for the affirmation for this month is benevolent expectations. So let's suspend time for a moment. Relax your body, soften your breathing, focus on those nice deep breaths moving in and out of your abdomen and chest. Dear Spirit, show me what I need to know. Make it clear so that I understand. Guide me to be in the right place at the right time. Right now, in this moment, I send benevolent energy into my future. I expect good things. I am so grateful for the many blessings that I continuously receive. I share my abundance of happiness and joy with others. My life is filled with miracles.
Dear Spirit, show me what I need to know. Make it clear so that I understand. Guide me to be in the right place at the right time. Right now, in this moment, I send benevolent energy into my future. I expect good things. I am so grateful for the many blessings that I continuously receive. I share my abundance of happiness and joy with others. My life is filled with miracles.
Dear Spirit, show me what I need to know. Make it clear so that I understand. Guide me to be in the right place at the right time. Right now, in this moment, I send benevolent energy into my future. I expect good things. I am so grateful for the many blessings that I continuously receive. I share my abundance of happiness and joy with others. My life is filled with miracles.
Thank you, Monica. It's a great way to begin the evening. I think everybody would agree with that. So again, we want to let our subscribers know that we're going to be using these very same affirmations for the next 3 weeks.
What I'd like to do now is a little question and answer time. And the first question, well, this one is a little different since it is a question I asked Kryon when I was writing my 3rd book, The Human Soul Revealed. Here is the question I asked. Dear Kryon, I understand that the best question to ask is, Dear Spirit, please tell me what I need to know, and then listen for the answers. How can we get better at listening? How can we improve the flow of communication? So I'd like to read to you the answer that Kryon gave at that time. And if you noticed, we actually began our affirmation with that phrase, show me what I need to know. And in the question we say, tell me what I need to know. So I think you will really enjoy the answer from Kryon. Here it is. Dear one, you have just asked a main question here. How can I work with the new paradigm of humanism? The old paradigm has the human being existing the best they can and working the puzzle through logic, prayer, meditation, and common sense. This would seem to be the ideal unless you knew what was coming. The truth is that the way the new human will operate is to drop logic, pray and meditate differently, and learn to trust that elusive thing called intuition. The new human will stop the logic of thinking things through and will trust first intuitive thought and listen to the innate of the body, which will help create synchronicity. It is a far, far different attitude and one that requires far more courage. Humans are simply not used to walking into the unknown. They wish to scope out everything first and go in prepared. But the new way depends on knowing that you are cared for and trusting the unseen. This is the whole meaning behind Dear Spirit, tell me what it is I need to know. Think of it as a two-pronged statement. Number one, you are letting go of your own logic and puzzles. Number two, you are clearing your mind to solutions and direction that will be coming less clearly at first, and often in many pieces instead of all at once. The most frustrating thing for a human to work and plan with is incomplete information. Yet reality is that way. It unfolds slowly around you as a multi-dimensional puzzle, as many make their free choices and change the puzzle. Doesn't it make sense? Reality isn't a printed map. As you metaphorically race toward the river, you have no idea where the new multi-dimensional bridge will be. In the new reality, the bridge is invisible until the last moment and keeps changing its position to the river. It would be to the left or to the right, and it keeps moving as those around it change. Still, you race toward it, knowing that if you make the wrong turn, you will have a problem. Most humans want to stop and consult a 3D map to see where the bridge is. Pre-planning and attention to general preparation is a staple of good, mature thinking. You go faster. Those around you think you've gone mad and are illogical. As you round the corner, approaching the river, the bridge is still on the move, changing every minute or so as the reality around it moves. Suddenly, there is a flash of intuition that says, the bridge is to the right. You steer there and move right to it as it reveals itself to you. You cross it just in time to see it behind you moving yet again. Blessed is the human who realized what this all means. You can no longer plan ahead if you are joining the ranks of those who wish to be in the new energy and closer to the creative source, you must be in the moment. Plan what you need to and be ready to change it all if asked. Then breathe and relax through it all in the arms of the Creator. So I hope you really received some wonderful information in that answer from Kryon. And it's almost incredible that I wrote that book, Human Soul Revealed, in 2015. And even today, that answer is still relevant and really demonstrates how if we can kind of suspend logic and trust in the flow of spirit, trust in the unseen, knowing that everything is taken care of, then we can use our intuition to put us in the right place at the right time. Okay, I'd like to do another question. It's